Hello everyone, this is Irfan and I welcome you to my channel Irfan Soul the John Bo. Today we are going to continue the part 3 lecture of the verbs. Still we are talking about the main verbs. You see, today we are going to talk about the two important verbs which are the causative verb and the ergative verb. Here we write causative verb and we write ergative verbs, right? See, we are basically talking about the main verbs. We told you that there are many types of the main verbs. Transitive, we talked about that. Intransitive, then the ditransitive, ambitransitive, and now we have reached to causative verb. See, to explain this, I would like to give you some examples again. You see, if I clean my room myself, I would say I clean my room, of course. But if I pay someone to clean my room, I would say a cleaner clean my room, right? This is right. But the other way to speak about this is I had my house cleaned. What do you understand? Isn't this the more effective way than the first one? Yeah, basically causative verbs are the verbs that cause an action to happen. That the action that takes place is actually done by somebody else for us. You see, somebody else does the action for us. I didn't clean the house myself. I got somebody to clean this for me. You see, the other example, I just came out from my mouth and I'll write this here. I got my house to clean. I got my house to clean by somebody, by hand. See, I got my house to clean by. Or I would say I got my house cleaned by. Like this. Right? I got my house cleaned by. Right? See, the other one, it's simply, in both these sentences, I'm not cleaning the house, but somebody else does, right? So this pattern of sentences in which the action that's done is actually done by somebody else for us, or somebody else does the action for somebody. That's what we call causative verbs. And basically we use two verbs here, more importantly, that's have and get. I put down the examples. I can also tell you one more thing about these, since we are not getting through the ergative verbs, so I'll first tell you one more example. So when you mention the have as the causative verb, you have to put the object after this. And see how many times we use this word object now, because you know this. And then we put the verb, right? And we put the verb. For example, you see, this is have, past form of have, had, and this is the object and this is the verb, right? But if we put get, for get, what we need to do is get plus object plus infinitive, or non-finite verb. Non-finite verb, right? You see, this is the get, got, it's the second form of get, and then the object, and then the non-finite verb. See, this is how we use causative verbs. There are plenty of examples. Suppose if I say that Barbara cut my hair, the other way to say is, by the way, I've never heard about this. Somebody says like this, you know, Barbara cut my hair, but they say like this, I got my hair cut. You see here, it's the get. The get first, right? And then the object, and then the non-finite verb. You see, cut. I got my hair cut. I got my house cleaned. Like that. Right? Here. So this is how we use causative verbs. I believe that it's pretty simple to understand. And never say this, like for example, a cleaner who cleaned my house. Because we know it's the cleaner who cleans the house. So instead you could say, I got my house cleaned. Or I had my house cleaned. So now let's talk about the difficult one. Yeah, it's not difficult because as I said that if you remember my part 1 lecture, I told you that these ergative verbs are very, very rarely taught by the teachers. And the reason is because very few books mention this and very few teachers know this. And if someone knows this, it's very difficult to put before the students in a nice and easy manner. Let's see how we can deal with this. Now we are talking about ergative. See, to understand ergative, the definition is they are strange verbs. And why they are strange verbs, I'll tell you. Again, I'll just try to make you understand by the examples. You see, many times, if you read newspaper, especially in Kashmir, you would see man killed, right? Or a person shot, dead. Right, let's keep this dead because I just want to make it a little confusing. My question to you is, who's killed? Is it the man who is killed, or it is the man who's killing someone? Similarly, look at this. Is it the person who is killed, or it's the person who is, is it the person who is shooting, or it is the person who's shot at? Can you answer this question? But before you answer this question, take a look at this. Man wrote. Same subject, same verb, second form. Person threw. Same subject, same verb, second form. If you see, if I tell you, maybe there it's confusing. But if you see, in this, you can easily tell me, sir, it's the man who's writing. Sir, it's the person who's throwing. But the thing is, if that's the case, then why isn't here the case same that the man is killing or the person is shooting? But when you read the paper, it doesn't mean that way. It means actually the man is being killed or the man was killed. Or if you see this one, it means that not the person is shooting, but the person was shot. But how this is possible when the structure, sentence structure is same, right? When the morphology is same, how come we interchange the meaning? How come we take these two sentences as active and how we take these sentences as passive without the rules of passives being inserted in the sentences? Instead, it should be like this. Man is killed or man was killed. Person was shot. This was a bit easier. Why does the newspaper mentions like this without is or was? That's the question. Do you guys understand? Because first I want you to understand the question. When you understand the question, you will come to know about the answer. If it's very pretty simple to understand, I tell you, we are basically writing these all sentences 1, 2, 3, and 4. They are all active, right? And unless we put the passive rules, we can't take the meanings in passive, right? But in this case, number 1 and number 2 case, we take the meanings in passive without using the rules of the passive. Why? That's why they are called as strange verbs. Despite they are on active, we have to take the meanings in passive. That's why they are strange verbs, and these verbs are known as ergative verbs. Right? That's why they write it like this. So you see, I'll tell you more about this. The grammarians say, if we make it in a passive, that becomes easy for the people to understand. But the case is different there. If I write it like this, man was killed, then we need to mention who killed the man. Man was killed by you. Right? It is now passive. It's grammatically correct. It's the past simple passive. because the action isn't on the subject now. Passives are those sentences in which the actions are not on the subjects. So it's a passive now. But then if we write it like this, we need to mention who's killing the man. The man was killed by who? By, I don't know, because there's not mention anything. Right? So that's why in order to avoid writing who killed the man, we take it in active, but we mean it in passive. And these verbs are known as ergative verbs. And one of the important things, I can give more examples and I tell you. You see, the object of these verbs is a very important point you need to remember. The object of these ergative verbs in active becomes the subject in passive. Maybe you just don't understand this, but I'll make it easy for you, don't worry. See, I have the other example, and with this I'll just make this these lines easy for you to understand. See, the school closed. This is also an ergative verb, right? The school closed, and we closed the school. Right? See, this is the active sentence because both of them are active. Both of them are active. There's nowhere any passive rule. We can't see any passive rule. So, but this here, number one, this type of sentence, it is active, but it's taken as a passive in meaning. Why? Because I said these are ergative verbs, right? It doesn't mean that school is closing something. It means the school is closed. And I said that why we can't put the passive rule there, because if we put the passive rule there, the school was closed, then we need to mention who closed the school. And it's not one person who closed the school, right? See, you see, this is the active, and this is also active, but it's taken as passive. See, the object of active sentence, the object of these ergative verbs in active sentences, that's the school, becomes the subject in the passive, becomes the subject. See, it came here as a subject. Right? There are many other examples. You can just see, I'll tell you one more. For example, like that, there's the open. The bar opened. Or we can say, they opened the bar. They opened the bar. See, the bar, the object, it becomes the subject. I hope that this lesson was easy to understand. If there is any problem, I know that this was a very difficult topic, especially these ergative verbs. Not many of the teachers share this, but I welcome your queries. If there will be queries about this, that this was not easy to understand, I'll be repeating the lecture in a different style, inshallah. Till then, goodbye and assalamu alaikum.